Thailand lightning tragedy.
He was always really passionate about the kids and what they could do.
The plan to give families 18 weeks paid parental leave.
Working women right across Australia will be smiling today.
And honouring our police officers killed in the line of duty. The wife of a school teacher killed by lightning in Thailand has described her husband as an amazing man who wanted to change the world. Greg Crombie was one of 5 people killed as they sheltered from a storm. His widow Carolyn is due to give birth to the couple's 5th child in just a few weeks.
Greg Crombie's heartbroken wife Caroline today honoured the man she described as amazing, larger than life, a big thinker.
He was always really passionate about the kids and what they could do. He really believed in them and thought that these kids could change the world.
Caroline says the only thing keeping her and the family going is their faith and the support they've received. The tragedy compounded by the fact she's due to give birth to their 5th child next month.
I almost feel worst for a little Billy who's 18 months who won't know his dad.
Everybody loved him. So there's no end of help or anything. Everyone's really, really helpful.
The 40-year-old social studies teacher was leading a group of 15 Year 11 students from the Winthrop Baptist College on a cultural exchange trip to Thailand. Greg Crombie and 4 others died, including 19-year-old Perth youth worker Thomas McGuinness, when lightning struck their group at a popular waterfall on Saturday. It's believed they were taking shelter from the storm under a tree. Today, Facebook groups dedicated to Greg Crombie and Thomas McGuinness were flooded with tributes. Most were former students describing Dr. Crombie as the best teacher they'd ever had. The school's principal and a counsellor are now with the students in Thailand.
I spoke with the principal earlier today and he said they're coping reasonably well under the circumstances. Obviously, it's been a great shock for them.
A female student from the school who was injured in the storm has been moved to a hospital in Bangkok for further tests. Today she was visited by some of the group. It's understood the students have arrived in Bangkok and are insisting on travelling home together as one group. The Department of Foreign Affairs is assisting the families in bringing the bodies home. Charlene Sirac, 9 News.
A national report has recommended that new parents be eligible for up to 18 weeks paid maternity leave under a taxpayer-funded scheme. The Prime Minister has given his blessing to the changes, but some women say it's still not enough.
Most women say the decision is a long overdue and very welcome step in the right direction.
I think it's a blessing.
But most women also say that the Productivity Commission's recommendations don't go anywhere near far enough.
At least 28 weeks, at least. A bit more, maybe.
After months of inquiries, the Commission says the federal government should bring in a national taxpayer-funded scheme.
We're not a second-class nation and we shouldn't be treated as such, especially women and working mothers.
The Commission recommends payment at the federal minimum wage rate of $543.78 a week for 18 weeks. Fathers get an additional 2 weeks of paternity leave.
It's about longer time spent with the child, the most critical phase of development.
Women who give birth after leaving full-time employment will get the baby bonus, $5,000 paid in instalments. The ACTU likes all of it.
Working women right across Australia will be smiling today.
But there are clearly deep divisions in the union movement. The New South Wales boss says it's a slap in the face for working mums.
And will do nothing to deliver better health outcomes for newborn Aussie children.
Visiting the maternity ward of a New South Wales hospital, the Prime Minister said Cabinet still has to approve the new deal, but that doesn't look like a problem.
What I'm saying to you loud and clear today is that this Australian government believes the time has come to bite the bullet on this. We intend to do so.
As for criticism that taxpayers will foot the bill,
it is about building a strong and sustainable economy. Therefore, I think that government does have a role.
there is one big concern, that the scheme, with its guarantees that jobs have to be held open all through the leave period, could lead to employers shying away from hiring women in the first place. Peter Harvey, 9 News.
The rescue plan for America's financial crisis goes to a vote in Congress this week amid ongoing rumblings of discontent. But politicians who oppose the bill have been told that if they vote against it, the consequences for financial markets in the US and around the globe could be catastrophic.
With an election just 5 weeks off, politicians are under intense pressure to clean up America's financial mess quickly. The deal, using $700 billion of public money, includes the creation of an all-party commission to oversee how that money is spent, permission for the government to buy up troubled assets from banks, pension funds and local governments, and an end to those multi-million-dollar payouts to executives of failed banks.
The era of golden parachutes for high-flying Wall Street operators is over.
All in Washington are unhappy about using taxpayers' money to bail out financiers, and some say they'll vote against the plan. But considering the consequences of doing nothing, it's expected to pass.
The downside of not doing this is potentially such a catastrophe for our nation that we don't even want to think about it.
As predicted, the problems are spreading. The British government has now been forced to rescue one of the country's biggest mortgage lenders, Bradford and Bingley. And what happened here last week at the now failed Washington Mutual Bank is a warning. There were whispers, then there was a run on the bank, and by the end of the week, customers have withdrawn $17 billion in deposits, making it now officially the biggest bank failure in American history. Robert Penfold, 9 News, Los Angeles.
To the CMC Markets Finance Report, and the Australian share market closed almost 2% lower today as investors await the outcome of a vote on that US bailout. All of the big 4 banks were lower. The resource majors also fell sharply, with Rio Tinto dropping 5.5%. Our dollar is weaker against the greenback, and the gold price is down slightly as well. Police are investigating the death of a man whose body was found in the Swan River this morning. A group of people in a dinghy found the man's naked body near the Barrack Street jetty just before 8 o'clock. Police say while there's no apparent sign of foul play, they'll prepare a report on the case for the coroner. The man hasn't been identified, but it's believed he was in his late 20s to early 30s. The state's new police minister says it may be time to consider crushing cars.
Riverton Leisureplex, where kids can have a ball in Tumblr's Kids Gym 7 days a week. You can even have a special birthday party there. Ride the rapid river, or take on the water slide, or try everything. It's easy to find, plenty of parking, and food and drinks available all day long from Aquacino Cafe. There's always something going on for kids at Riverton Leisureplex, High Road, Riverton.
Hey you! Yes you! AdultMatchmaker.com.au has over 1 million members. We're the biggest and the best. Join the thousands online right now. It's free. Don't just sit there, swing into action at AdultMatchmaker.com.au.
Feel good.
Unlike zinc paste, Bepanthen ointment has a unique formula that forms a protective waterproof barrier but still lets your baby's skin breathe. Help heal nappy rash quickly and naturally with Bepanthen ointment.
So how much is this costing you?
Don't worry, it's a normal number.
So how much to join?
Lower Life doesn't charge to join or set up. You can listen to profiles and record a profile for free. That's why I say, why not just try it out?
So no hidden costs?
They always let you know before they charge you for anything. Then you can decide if you want to do it or not.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm into yoga,
The most explosive nightmare yet is here.
The great Gordon Ramsay is wrong. Excuse me?
Ramsay's toughest rival
I really had no impression of him. I don't trust him one little inch.
will do everything he can to destroy him.
Got a gun? You're a sad Gordon.
Is this the one nightmare Ramsay can't save?
My advice would be for you to disappear, and the sooner the better. Thanks again, Gordon.
All new Kitchen Nightmares, Wednesday 9:30 after Fringe on 9.
The distressed owners of a puppy stolen during a burglary have pleaded for the little dog's safe return. 12-week-old Lottie was stolen from Nadia Begovic and Daniel Braw's home in Dianella on Friday. The intruders also stole 2 digital cameras, a VCR and jewellery. The puppy was an early wedding anniversary present for the young couple who'd only had her for 4 weeks.
She's got a gorgeous little pug face. She's very happy. She's a very friendly dog. So yeah. Whoever's picked her up or has found her, they've probably found a gorgeous little bundle of joy. So.
A $2,000 reward is being offered for Lottie's safe return. To Taiwan, where a big cleanup is underway after the island was battered by a typhoon with winds of more than 220 kilometres an hour. Some people were caught in the open as the monster storm roared through. Power has been cut off in much of the island and scores of buildings have been badly damaged. A bus was flipped over in a coastal town, injuring 35 people, while more than 150 domestic and international flights had to be cancelled. Authorities now fear flooding as torrential rain soaks the country. This is a police mugshot of the actor Heather Locklear, taken after she was arrested for erratic driving in the Californian city of Santa Barbara. The 47-year-old TV star has been charged with driving under the influence of a controlled substance. Locklear has recently been receiving treatment for anxiety and depression. And a day after the death of Paul Newman, his daughter has called on fans to honour him by following his example of helping others, no matter how small the gesture.
The most important thing for everybody to remember is that now is a good time to reach out to other people, to go and do something philanthropic, to go and care about somebody in some way.
Other actors, including Russell Crowe, say Newman's earthy approach to his characters changed the nature of acting.
Persona thing became, it's so naturalistic. And I think that changed and informed, you know, the next 4 decades of cinema.
Newman was 83. His family is organising a private funeral service. It's always one of the biggest days. And people. Most of the public holiday. Thrill seekers wowed onlookers with their daring stunts. The crowd also entertained by some other interesting performers.
Despite the fact he has a fear of heights, 3 times a day Scott Brewer is doused in petrol and set alight before jumping 10 metres.
Yeah, my mum thinks I'm insane.
He's also claustrophobic, but as part of his underwater escape act, he's tied in chains, put in a bag and thrown to the bottom of a pool. He has had some close calls.
With the underwater escape, I've had quite a few. It's one of those things you just can't predict when you're underwater. With the fire dive, I've cinched my eyebrows a couple of times.
Another thrill seeker is Showback, the dog with a love of heights. Anywhere you put a ladder, she'll climb it.
It's something you don't see every day, a dog on a horse or a dog climbing a ladder or something like that. It's just, yeah, it gets everyone a bit interested anyway.
Surprisingly, she's never hurt herself and the horse isn't bothered.
The horse doesn't mind at all. You just got to have a rug on him so her claws don't scratch his back. Other than that, he doesn't care yet.
The public holiday and the perfect spring weather attracted tens of thousands of people who were kept well entertained throughout the day. Lee Steele, 9 News.
Time now for sport, and here's Michael Thompson.
Thanks very much, Greg. Coming up after the break, sporting history in Berlin and the Hawks touchdown in Tasmania. The Premiership Cup goes to the Apple Isle. And Massa gets messy at the Grand Prix.
Oh no, they pulled down the gantry!
This older woman.
Kind of tough.
Sophisticated. She's caring. And she's bringing the bros to blows.
And she's with me. It's a level playing field.
In a bumper brand new episode.
It's not too late.
It's game on and the men are on a mission. Who will get the girl?
I know what you were thinking.
2.5 Men.
Wow.
Tonight, 8:30, then all new 20 to 1 on 9.
What we're dealing with here is potentially a global war that requires constant diligence in order to suppress. Our allegedly unsophisticated enemy has realized that we are an easy target.
Ed Hoffman is the head of the division, but he does not know enough until he steals it from the guy on the ground, and that's me.
Rules of the day. The car gets immobilized, starts shooting, nobody gets traded, everybody dies.
Same as every day?
You got it.
We're here to protect you.
You can't even protect yourselves.
Have visual, will engage.
Zooming in.
Hey there, little buddy.
Hang up the phone. Are you on the line?
Yep.
Listen, you are attracting attention. Now, I will